It's Monday night. Woo! Yeah, it's between the lines, baby. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It's Monday night, and it is another awesome episode because they're all awesome. And it's another episode of Between the Lines. And I couldn't do the show if I did not have my my one and only true Canadian co-host. So
Every episode, we got to check in with this Canadian douchebag. I wonder who that is, because people demand it.
it's so true. What's up, brother?
What is going on?
Hey,
How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. You just got off Scotty Vaughn's channel. I mean, you are just popping tonight, brother.
I am. I'm usually also part of Nick's Kicks and Comics channel, who also went live earlier, but not this week. Maybe next week.
Oh man. Well, how you doing tonight, brother? I appreciate you being here. I'm excited for the show. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Like Mondays is like my new favorite day because you
Right.
got like you said, you got Izzy going live. You got Nick's Kicks and Comics bringing two nerd dads to Monday nights. You got S Vaughn 82. Then throughout the day, you have Cole's Comic Claims. You have Brian LCS. You have Cuppy, Cup of Comics. You have
Link's
so many
dropped
people
something.
dropping videos.
Track just dropped a cover. I mean, there's so many things. Monday, you know what? Sorry, Garfield, but Mondays are not horrible anymore. But yeah, I'm so excited for tonight's show. So let's get this going. Let's see who's in the chat. We appreciate everyone being here. I think we have 3 people here right now. That's
23
excellent.
people.
Excellent. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much. Love this community. So yeah, without further ado, Travis, let's do the dang thing.
Let's say hello to the chat. Let's say hello to Brian LCS. Guys, actually, I just want to announce that the CBC Awards are coming up. If you guys do not know what the CBCA Awards, definitely check it out at cbcawards.org or check it out on Instagram or ask us questions. Hit us up on Instagram and that. It's an award ceremony for YouTubers in the comic community and we're just trying to bring awareness to it. So I think it is getting announced this Friday. I think so. I think Brian could let us know in the chat, which I'll get to his comment probably like an hour later. But I just want to bring awareness to it. I got asked if I could bring awareness to it on tonight's show. We just brought awareness to it over on SVaughn82's channel. But it's a way to highlight your favorite YouTuber in this comic community and that. So if you know somebody that you want to nominate, go ahead and nominate them for certain categories. Categories are getting announced this Friday. So I figured I'd say that with the 29 amazing people, which I want to say thank you so much for everybody being here tonight.
Thank you.
So hello from New York, Brian LCS.
Yes.
We got Sir Matthew of Florida. Hello from Florida. Says
By
Comics
the way, it's Comics by the Bay.
We got Glitter and Duct Tape. What is up, Glitter and Duct Tape? Hello from California.
Oof.
Evil's Comics. It's Mike. Hello from the Deep Dark Dungeon. We need to talk later, Mike. If you're hanging out in a deep dark dungeon.
Oh, Mike.
We got Couchin' and Slouchin' with C. Bizzle kicks in the door. Honey, I'm home. Hey guys. Who will be S182's guest next week? Yes. We got Commieverse. What is up, Commieverse? Hello from Arkansas.
Nice. Yep.
We got Cali Comics in the building. Cali Comics, he sent me a message. He literally, I don't know if I could say this, but I'm going to say it. He sent me a message. He said, "Guess what I picked up for $5?" And he sent me a picture of the first appearance of Animal Man. I was just like, it blew my mind. I was like, you picked that up for $5? Yeah. So Cali Comics in the building. What's up, Cali? We got Norn, Rad, Aaron. What is up? Long day and pleasant nights, fellow travelers of the beam.
Yeah, I hope all you guys are going to be drawing at homes. I can't wait. I love to see you guys draw from home. So another guy drawing from home. Drac, what up, brother?
My fellow Canadian who I'll be getting together with this Toronto and Fan Expo. Actual Dracula. I haven't seen actual Van Helsing tonight, so I think you're safe.
We
got Collecting with Durs. Hello, my beautiful homies.
What up, Durs? How you doing, bro?
Going on down the list, we got Spawn82. Like Roscoe mentioned, I was just over on his channel prior to this one. Exactly right after this, I jumped off of that and jumped on here.
Heck yeah.
Going on down the list, I think I said hello to Norn Rad. Norn Rad. I'm gonna say hello to him again.
All right. That's
Because I'm excited for him to draw from home too. Norn Rad's a fantastic artist. Definitely go check him out on Instagram. We got Dr. Vaughn, who it's comics from the Spiral Dimension.
In-Betweeners. The man who...
Yes.
In-Betweeners. Yes.
We got Iggy. Let's go, baby. Iggy, another Ignacio, another great comic artist. Who's actually Nick Kicks and Comics co-host on Two Nerd Dads. Lady Fantastic. What is up, Lady Fantastic? Lady F.
What up, Lady F?
Moving on down the list, we got K-pop Turd Ferguson herself.
What up, K-pop?
We got the lovely Mama Roscoe, Cindy. What is up, Cindy?
Hey, Mama.
On down the list. Okay, stop what you're doing, everybody. Stop what you're doing. Go to Instagram and unfollow this girl. Unfollow this girl, Layla Shea Cosplay. Hey, come on.
You shut your dirty trap. Everyone go follow her if you're not already, which you probably are, but...
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Pop?
She's awesome.
What up,
What's
Dad?
up, Papa Roscoe?
Papa Roscoe. Look out.
We got the lovely Miss So in the building. What is up, Miss So?
What up, Miss So?
And we got Captain. Captain's in the building. Ahoy, Captain.
My man. What's up, brother?
We got Chopped in the mother flipping drop in the building.
Chop and drop. What up, brother?
Going on down the list. I think we almost got everybody. Let's see here.
Okay.
Chet jumped on me.
I think
Knowles Fish. What is up, Knowles Fish?
What up, brother? Don't mind me. Just
we got Real Rude 6. Real Rude 6. What is up, Real
hey,
Rude?
What up, Rude? Rude, my dude. Appreciate you being here, bro.
Going on down the list, we got the Cambodian Street Team in the building. We got JC Bone.
You know it can't be a show without the Roscoe Cambodian Street Team in the building. What's up, brother?
We got Seth 11 in the building.
What up, Seth? How you doing, brother?
We got 23 Monarch in the building.
What up? How you doing? Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you all so much. Hanging out with us goons on a Monday night.
You know who I don't see here? Who is saying I don't address the chat at all.
Oh, I already know.
And the other, I don't see Comic Journey in here. We got Sugar Skulls, formerly known as Sister Joe.
Hey, what's up, Sister Joe? Oh, and I just also want to shout out, my homeboy Chris Cardboard Crazies, who's the other guy who started this show.
We got Nerdtastic News in the building.
He's always usually lurking or watching a rewind. So hope all's well, brother. The baby he's beautiful. Hope all's well. We miss you. Nerdtastic News. What's up, Manny? What's up, Digger Jim? How you doing, bro? Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight.
I think that's everybody. I think I got everybody in the chat. If I missed you, make sure to shout it out. And then also, if you guys are going to ask some questions tonight, make sure to put a Q in front of it so I can ask all your questions. What I do is I start them and ask them in a fashionably manner between questions that Roscoe or myself have for our esteemed guest. So without further ado, we can't start this show without a little bit of music.
Oof, let's do it. That.
Today, our story begins at the National Art Gallery in France, a fabulous collection of paintings dating back many hundreds of years and including thousands of old masters. So valuable are these pictures that every room in the gallery is watched by not one, but two guards. To make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Oof, I love that song, man. That just hits. But All right, I'm excited. We need to get our guest out here. I know Iggy is probably yelling at the screen saying, "Get that man back up there! You don't leave him backstage." So, without further ado, um, man, I gotta say, I'm so excited to have this guest on. His artwork just blew me away when I read Twig. It was fantastic. Loved it. So I can't, say enough about this man. Also, Travis has now got into a book that he did called Unearth. So I mean, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see what else he's going to say tonight, or and just let's bring out our guest here, Kyle Strahm. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, brother?
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm doing great.
Excellent, man. Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate you. Now Iggy can stop yelling. We got him out here, okay? But thank you so much. We truly appreciate you being here, taking the time out to hang out with us and do this show, man. So appreciate you.
Well, yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure so far. I just got a head start on my drawing back here.
Excellent. Well, speaking of drawing,
Uh-huh.
can you let the chat know what we're doing tonight, and so we
So,
can maybe get some headway on these at-home editions?
so tonight is 80s robot night. So draw any 80s robot you want. What's the rule? How strict are we going to be? So it had to appear in the 80s at some point, I guess.
That
That's
sounds good to me.
all
That's what
right.
I went with. So,
But I'm kind of doing a mashup. So if anybody in the chat
oh,
has any 80s robots you can think of, shout them out, and they might make their way into my drawing.
ooh, hear that, everyone? Excellent, awesome.
So how's it work? Is it a secret what I'm drawing? Do I not show it off until the end?
It is
Yeah,
entirely
usually it's at the end where we reveal it, and that we'll show off the at home editions, and then you choose who goes first. It's either you or Roscoe shows off their next the next piece for the night.
Perfect.
Guys,
Awesome.
I'm super
I'm not
excited to
gonna
see
lie.
what people are drawing at home.
I'm not gonna lie though. People have just all of a sudden just showed their stuff. So, um, it's a free for all, really. But we
we,
try to
we,
like.
we already got like people screaming at home right now. We got Star Scream from Comiverse. We got GoBots from Evil's Comics. We got Voltron from Lady F. We got RoboCop.
Mm.
We got Mazinger. Never
Mazinger?
heard of them.
What's the
I don't know.
We got Shogun Warriors.
Oh man.
Yeah, everybody's like another one, Voltron from Digger Jim. Everybody's screaming at home. So guys, feel free to draw from home. Like Kyle said, our theme is 80s robots. I can't wait to see what everybody draws from home. Norm Rad, actual Dracula, Cali Comics by the Bay. You better draw from home, or I will come to Florida.
Well, yeah.
We got James Nugg in the building. What's up, James Nugg?
What up, James? My man. What up, brother? Appreciate you being here. Thank you, everyone, again. As you know, anyone in the chat, feel free to ask questions. Make sure you put a Q in front of it. But like I said, make sure they're not too bad. I mean, unless Kyle is on everything. No. But no, just make sure you put a Q so we can ask it. And yeah, do you already have questions, Travis?
I do have like one question, because like you did kind of mention, I did start reading Unearth, and I seen that was actually written, like you and Cullen Bunn wrote it together in that. And I wanted to ask, like, how was it working with him?
With Cullen? Oh,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So for that particular book, Baldemar had done some art he'd drawn a short story for a book called Spread that I did the artwork for.
Mm-hmm.
And his story was great. So I wanted to work with him some more. So yeah, we got Cullen on board, and it was a lot of fun to, come up with all the crazy ideas with him. They're both really cool guys, and Cullen's very funny. So it was great. It was a good time. And then Baldamar's art, of course, is beautiful. So highly recommend working with Cullen.
Yeah, Unearth is, so this was like your brainchild, like you this was like your story and that, and Colin kind of helped you, or how did
It
it
was
all become?
it was more like we asked Baldemar like what he wanted to draw. Like he made a list of like the stuff he was interested in drawing, and it was hard because Cullen writes a ton of stuff, so we had to like be like, well, we can't do that because Cullen has a book like that already. So basically, we got down to some concepts of stuff we could do that Baldemar wanted to draw, and we kind of figured out a plot after that, and we just went from there. So no, it wasn't my story. We kind of just went by. We took Baldemar's lead and kind of, fleshed it out after we found out what he was interested in doing.
Nice.
I like how you use the word flesh.
Yeah, flesh and Unearth.
I just want to say hello to Izzy. He jumped in here too.
What's up, Izzy?
What's up, Roscoe? Do you have the question? Because we just got 9 questions from the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to ask something real quick, Kyle.
9 questions. That's a lot of questions. Bring it on. Bring them on.
Well, I just want to ask you real quick. I like to ask a lot of weird questions, but this one I wanted to ask you in particular from seeing stuff that you've done. What's up? Now, doing Twig is something a little different than what you've kind of been doing.
Mm-hmm.
You seem more of like the horror genre or scare, like more of like a I don't know, like I guess like more of the horror theme. Like, is that what you prefer? Because
No.
like doing Twig, I saw your darkness in there with some of those characters, which I absolutely love. I got to say, it gave me old vibes of like the Max and like Bone and like
Yeah.
Bone. Like the old Image stuff, like it gave me that like nostalgic feel with with some of the creatures that you made, and I loved it. I found love with it. It was beautiful, such beautiful artwork, beautiful writing with you and Scotty. I love Scotty Young. He's such awesome stuff. But your artwork was just fantastic, and but I just got to say, was it like this is something different? Was this a lot more fun for you, or like I mean, because like I said, I see more of like a horror for you.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for the kind words, man. So I used to draw just whatever I wanted, and early in my career, people started calling me a horror artist, and I never. At the time, I was like, well, I don't. That's not how I think of myself, but that's just how people labeled me, and I tended to get a lot of jobs doing that kind of stuff because once you put work out there, people see your work and then they hire you to do more work like that.
Totally. Okay.
And so when I started working with Scotty, we just talked about the kinds of stories we liked as when we were growing up in the 80s, and we focused in on like a lot of those old cartoon movies, like Don Bluth movies, The Secret of Nem, the Jim Henson Dark Crystal stuff.
Oh God,
just lots of those weird old movies that were for kids, but it was weird that they were for kids, like they were a little too dark. But we watched them all, so we kind of wanted to do something in that vein, and so it wasn't a radical change for me to change over to Twig because I've always liked that kind of stuff. I just had never really worked on that kind of stuff. So it was all in my wheelhouse. Like that's the kind of stuff I like. It was just a departure from what I'd done before. So actually, having worked on Twig and having worked on all the horror stuff I've worked on, Twig was a lot more fun because I could just do whatever I wanted. I could just make up whatever. And we had some guidelines and some rules that we ourselves wanted to follow, but it was not. So it wasn't that too far off from where my head is anyway.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like I said, I loved it. I was such a fan, and I can't wait for more because I know there's more. I mean, you guys put it in the back of the book, so I
There's
know.
at some point there will be more. Definitely.
Yes,
I don't know when, but there will be more.
absolutely, Mike. What's up, Pocan Joe? How you doing, brother? Just saw him come in.
There's a few people that jumped in. Pocan Joe jumped in. We got Mad Viking Comics who also jumped in.
Okay, Mad Viking.
We got Mo too.
Nice. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you.
I'm going to be at Mad Viking Comics at the beginning of May for a free comic book day
Oh, sweet.
in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Lincoln, Nebraska. So if anybody's in Lincoln, Nebraska, definitely go check out Mad Viking Comics for a great signing. Meet Kyle Strahm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Got Mastodon in the building. What is up, Mastodon?
Oh, Mastodon.
All right, so we got 13 questions lined up.
Bring them on.
But let's go with Mama Roscoe.
Oh,
Is the first one.
wow.
Of course, you're very talented, but how did you get into doing comics?
So it was a long road. Well, thank you for the compliment, firstly. I tell this to everybody who asks me. Going to conventions, like making comics, well, that's the most important part, making comics. And then going to conventions where you can show them to lots of people and meet people. That's what I tell everybody. And that's what I did. I went to cons and I took like a little 8-page story that I'd written, and I went around and I showed all the artists and I got feedback. And then I wrote down the feedback and went away and made a new 8-page comic where I applied all the feedback. And I got better because I did this every time. And what I didn't know was because I was going to these cons, I was building relationships with all the people who are always there. So eventually I started to get like, oh, I'll do a pinup in your book, or I'll do like a short story in the back or whatever. And that's how I got into it. I mean, it took a long time before I was comfortable drawing an entire comic. And it takes a lot of work, but that is exactly what I did. And that's what I would tell anybody to do who is interested in doing that sort of thing.
Excellent. Now, I want to ask you real quick, how long does it normally take you to do
draw an issue?
Yeah.
Oh, it takes me a really long time. It depends on how close to the deadline I am.
Okay.
But it takes probably 2 months to do an issue, a regular issue.
Okay.
So I'm not a monthly comics guy, and I'm in awe of the people who are. But I'd much rather like do the comic, have it all done, and then have it come out monthly. You know.
True. Gotcha.
I do want to jump to this question. It's not an actual question, but I think it's like just referring to the rules of the theme tonight of 80s robots. You could draw any 80s robot. It has to be an 80s robot. It could be combined with another 80s robot, but that is the theme tonight, Railroad.
Yes, it has to have shown up at some point in the 80s. If that's it.
I also want to say hello to Brother Joe from Kansas City.
Brother Joe. I'm from Kansas City, so I might know Brother Joe.
Oh.
You might have met Brother Joe. Brother Joe's the heart and soul of Kansas City.
Well, we know you know Beckerman.
Oh yeah, I know
Mike Beckerman.
Yep, I know Beckerman.
He said he hit you up before the show too. He's just like, you should do this. I'm wondering if that's true.
If he hit me up and said I should do it, this show?
No, that you should do. What did he say? He said that he hit me up and he's like, he messaged you and he said that you should do this theme.
Speedball.
Speedball.
We did talk about Speedball, and that is not the theme for the night.
I want to say hello to the Jackson Rurik. What is up, Jackson Rurik?
I've ever drawn
Jackson?
Speedball. Speedball's got to be in a movie at some point, right?
Maybe. I wouldn't mind seeing the new Warriors, though. You know, like Night Thrasher is pretty cool. I've always liked him.
we were talking about New Warriors the other night. That's how it came up, I think. Honestly.
Well, usually, if Beckerman's in a conversation, it usually leads to either wrestling or the New Warriors, Speedball.
That's what we were talking about on my whatnot. That's exactly what we were talking about the other day.
There it is.
We're gonna say hello to Comic Journey. Just talking about him earlier.
What's up, CJ?
Brother Joe says, "I've met you at a small con. I got you to sign all those twigs for me."
Oh, awesome! Excellent. Which con was it? Was it the Free State Comic Con in Lawrence, Kansas? I think that's what it was.
He's an awesome old man. I'm gonna call him old man. I have that right. He's like 65 years young.
All right. Sorry if you can hear my ice machine going off, guys.
Oh, no worries.
Sorry, we'll make noises too if you want us to.
He says, yes, it was that con.
Okay. Yes.
And Pocan Joe, the theme is 80s robots.
Yes, Pocan. We'd love to see an at-home edition, brother. Yes.
All right. So
I need suggestions for 2 tiny robots from the 80s.
Oh,
batteries not included. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is. Who said that? That was perfect.
Nobody said it.
My brain. My brain said it.
Is this Kyle? Are you on all social medias?
I'm on most of them. I'm on Instagram. I'm pretty active there. It's just my name with an underscore. I'm on Facebook, pretty active there. I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it too much. And then Whatnot. I'm on Whatnot every week if you want to hang out like this on Thursday nights. And I'm just Kyle Strahm on there. And if you go to my website, you can sign up for my newsletter. And I often send out stuff. Not like advertisements, but, other stuff. And that's just KyleStrahm.com.
Hello, Saber in my fist. All right, let's get to some of the chat questions because we still got 12.
Saber my fist, Evie. I think it's Evie.
We got a question from Cali Comics, occupational inspirations.
Occupational inspirations? Oh, well, lots of stuff. So here, while I was drawing Twig, I was inspired by these weird 80s toys that I have been trying to collect all of for years, but I finally did. Here, I'll show you some of them. They're called germs. So I like these things. These weird, like rubber. There's 12 of them.
Awesome.
I had one when I was a kid, but this is the one I had as a kid.
And they come in these jars and these vials?
Yeah, they come in these test tubes, but
I don't remember those.
I finally tracked them all down, all 12 of them.
Wow.
I should I'd show you all, but there's a lot. So I like those things. I like lots of weird little toys. I like old movies. I like 80s movies and bad horror films. I can watch bad horror movies forever.
Heck yeah, cheesy. Oh, there he is. Speaking of the devils, there he is.
Beckerman's here. Here he is.
Yeah, you just missed it. Kyle was just saying we don't need Speedball in any movie or TV show.
That's not what I was saying.
That's funny. That's awesome though. Yeah, I like weird shit too. So like my comic books, I like to collect strange stuff. So, but no, that's awesome, man. That's very cool. Would you track them down? You found them at a yard sale or
No. So I regret. eBay? I saw them all at over the years I get them on eBay. They used to be cheaper. I regret. I saw them all once at C2E2 and did not buy them. I wish I had, but instead I had several eBay search notification things and just waited until I got the price on each and every one. and eventually got them all.
Nice.
Took a while.
Nice. Well, we just want to say thank you again to everyone. We have 34 people in the chat. Thank you all so
34.
much.
Cool.
Appreciate you all.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Also, Beckerman says that hurts, Kyle.
They'll get over it.
We got a question from Spawn82. What initially got you into comics, Kyle?
Well, I mean, all my friends were reading comics when I was a kid. That was the thing. It was like late 80s, early 90s, and we all were way into Spider-Man, Marvel. My first comic was Marvel Comics Presents number 93, I think. And we would all just like come to school with our new books and be like, here's what I got, and trade, borrow each other's books. And then, you could never, if you missed an issue, you missed an issue, because we were buying them at like the grocery store, and we didn't know you could go to comic shops and find the old issues. So it was always exciting if your buddy had the issue that you missed. And then Image Comics happened, which was a big deal. And I was really into the whole culture of Image Comics, where these guys were like, they'd create their books, and then like in the letters pages and everything, they were in charge. They were the personality behind these books, and got out of it for a while when I was in high school and went to college and stuff. But at some point I just went back, and I started making them in the early 2000s because there was a big Kansas City organization called the Comic Creators Network, which isn't around anymore, but like everybody in town would show up for this thing. Everybody who did comics would show up, and it was a really eclectic mix of the kinds of comics people were making. Like there'd be these super like indie artsy comics people, and like people who were making the most mainstream stuff, and everybody in between. So it was pretty cool. And eventually I just started doing it as a job. And that took a long time to get off the ground, but it finally did. But that's what got me in.
Nice.
Just want to say hello to Mark,
What up,
Legion
Mark?
of Comics. Another guy, I jump on his show every week, every Sunday to do At Week's End. I missed this week because I was very tired, but we talk about comics that are coming out. We talk about TV shows like Superman and Lois. I actually want to jump to that. Like, is there a comic TV show right now that you're absolutely loving?
Oh man, I am so behind on TV. Not really, because I don't keep up. Like I'm the biggest Star Trek: The Next Generation fan ever, and I haven't watched the new Picard. So I've watched a couple episodes of Mandalorian. The last show we watched all of was Poker Face, which was awesome. So if you haven't seen Poker Face, do you guys know about that show?
No.
I do not.
It's Natasha Lyonne and Ryan Johnson, and Ryan Johnson wrote and directed it, and she stars as a mystery solving character. But I'm really into like old mystery shows like Columbo and Murder, She Wrote and that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
a cup of tea. As far as comic shows, you'd think I would have watched that John Cena show, but I haven't watched it. I liked She-Hulk. I know it was divisive, but I was a fan. I don't know. I'm behind. The answer is I'm way behind.
Got a few suggestions of we got Knight Rider as a character.
Oh, if there were room, there's no room left, but I would put Knight Rider.
We got Robot Jocks. Never heard of that.
I would put that in also if there were room.
Robot Jocks, Dr. Von Hoot.
I filled up my 2 big spaces already. Otherwise, Robot Jocks, that was a big deal when it came out. We thought that was some cool stuff. Haven't watched it since.
I want to say hello to Tony, Old Wolf. What is up, Tony?
What up, Tony? How you doing, brother?
All right. I did highlight Comic Journey's question. We'll get to that in a little bit, even though he didn't put a Q in front of it. He lost points. Comic Journey. We'll move on to the next question. Norin Rad Aaron asks, favorite hero as a child, favorite hero as an adult?
Favorite hero as a child? Well, it changed. So when I got into comics, I really liked Spider-Man. I liked Ninja Turtles a lot. Was really into Turtles. At some point, I switched from Spider-Man over to Batman, and then Spawn was my jam. Like I was super into Spawn when it came out, and that was the one I collected like everything from. At a certain point, I had like every appearance of Spawn, and then that became impossible. But so if we're talking about comic book heroes, let's just keep it comic book heroes. Then I got out of comics for a while. I think I got to go with Batman as far as the length of time that Batman was my favorite, because he was my favorite all through college in like the early 2000s, and I was really pumped when that Batman Begins movie came out, and I was like, it's awesome, they're doing it right. He's going to go learn everything.
Awesome.
Who was in it? So I was pretty pumped for that. And then I feel like once I started making comics a lot more, and once I became a professional, I started following comics a lot more based on who drew them, rather than based on the characters. And I really like Richard Corbin, but he doesn't really have a character. Den, I guess, is his character. Shaolin Cowboy. Jeff Barrow's Shaolin Cowboy is awesome. So yeah, if I had to answer who's my favorite character right now, I think I'd say Shaolin Cowboy.
That was awesome. Next two questions I have here. You don't they're answer them if you can. I'm not sure about how much you can tell about this, but the question comes from Brian LCS. What can you tell us about the next Twig?
Oh, okay. So I can't tell you much right now. I can tell you I've done some designs for it, and that we're going to get rolling on it as soon as we both have more time. But there's not much to tell yet, except there has been work done on it. And it is, I can tell you it's going to be another mini series. I can tell you that. So very little.
Perfect. That's all you get, Brian. All right. No.
And the next question you kind of answered a little bit earlier about the time that it's coming out. Next question comes from Sugar Skulls, formerly known as Sister Joe. When will the next set of Twig come out?
So yeah, same thing. We're not quite sure yet. So it will depend on a lot of things. But as soon as we know, I will not stop talking about it. So,
is it going to be you and Scotty Young again, though?
Oh yeah, everybody.
Okay.
I mean, assuming everyone is available, it'll be the same team. It'll definitely be me and Scotty.
Okay, that's what I just wanted.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if that was a spoiler, but no. Trying to give the people a little bit extra.
One of our favorite in-betweeners, Dr. Von Hoot, who comes with this question each week, and I really like this question. First concert, worst concert, and best concert.
Oh, first concert. I don't remember. I think maybe my first concert, like my first real concert, was it was 4 bands. It was like during the swing revival in the 90s. So it was like Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Real Big Fish, the ska band, and Cake was there.
Yes.
and I don't remember. I was talking to my buddy who I went with the other day, and he told me somebody opened for him that I was like, what? But I can't remember who it was. That was the first concert. Did you say worst concert?
Mhm.
Well, I have to admit to you all that I am musically, like pop culture music. I have an illiteracy for pop culture music. Like I like music, but if you're like, hey, do you like this band? I'm like, I don't know. I've probably heard their songs, but I can't tell you. So best concert. I love They Might Be Giants. They're my favorite band ever. So maybe I've seen them a few times. So maybe one of those shows. It's interesting. Every time I go, they're older and they like make music for their aging fan base. So now they like make music for the kids of their fans, which is interesting. But that was a cool show. And worst concert. I've been to so few concerts. I'm letting you down. I don't know what the worst concert I've been to is. I haven't had a terrible concert experience, so I'm gonna pass on the worst concert.
Well, that's good. The good thing you never had a worse one, because I've had
Yeah.
some really bad,
Really?
bad ones.
Oh well, you know what? You go to I've been to a lot of like live music things where I'm like, you know what? I want to go home. So it's one of those.
I think we all been there.
You know what? I want to go home. This sucks. I'm out of here.
How about I answer the worst concert for you? I did not like, as much as they were good, like their CDs were good and that. Buck Cherry was not good live.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I gotta take your word for it.
I saw a band, and it was like in a dive bar, but they were like, like it was a band, and they were the lead singer was, I think, cousins with Bam Margera. And at the time, Jackass was a big thing. So Bam, the Bam show and all that. So of course
Wasn't
he
it
got booked.
CKY? Wasn't that the
No,
band?
this is a different one, and their
Okay.
band name was the Shitbirds.
Shitbirds.
And they were a bunch of shitbirds. No, it was so bad, and they, I know, I was like, God damn it, but it was the worst concert, and it was like I went there to go to like see, because I was like, oh, Bam Margera, that's gonna be cool. I was like, oh, that's a funny name, and then it was really just not at all what I expected. There was like a giant swing on stage. Yeah,
They lived up to their name.
it was exactly. I don't know if anyone knows the Shitbirds. Maybe Cali Comics. I feel like he would know. No, just kidding.
Hey, Callie, so like, congratulations. Shit.
Oh man.
Yes, Travis, you hit the nail on the head. It's either CKY or him.
Yeah.
Say what? Is that the question?
No.
Okay. I was like, I don't understand the question.
I do have another question from me. We still got 10 questions from the chat, but I'm curious. If you could like choose a character from Marvel or DC or even like Image that you would actually want to draw going forth, like even if it's a mini series or an ongoing series, who would it be?
Let's see. Well, everybody wants to draw Batman. I really wanted to draw Lobo back in the day. Batmite. I want to draw Batmite.
Yes.
For Marvel, let's see. What's his name? Dupe? Is that his name?
Oh yeah, dude, he's awesome.
Dupe.
He looks like Slimer.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Me too.
Draw him. From Image, well, the Max would be awesome. I'm bummed out that I missed the Max Batman. Like I was super busy when the Max Batman came out. Not that they even asked me, but when you see announcements, sometimes when you see an announcement, you could be like, I know who's editing that book. I'm going to hit him up. But I didn't even try. So I would have loved to have drawn some covers for that.
Sam Keith, though, man.
Yeah, Sam Keith. Good stuff.
What a monster.
Image. Let's see. Spawn. I like all the weird demons in Spawn. For a while, I wanted to draw like a book with all of the Fleabiac brothers, the like Violators, weird demon brothers. That would be fun. Dude, there's a lot of good Marvel stuff, or I mean, Image stuff. Trencher. That would be cool.
Oh,
I don't think there's ever going to be another Trencher book, but that would be fun.
That would be cool. I just recently got that for $2, issue number 1 of that.
Yeah, I've got like 7. It used to be. I talked about this the other day. There used to be, with like 50-cent boxes, you'd be like, "Oh, there's 6 copies of Trencher number 1 for 50 cents. I'll just take all of them." And then you might be like, "Hey, buddy, you've never heard of this? Have a copy." I think those days are over because there aren't 50-cent boxes anymore. But
my LCS still does it. Well, they
Really?
do have off dollar bin boxes, so
That's
it depends on what's in. They'll be like, "You really want that? Crash Test Dummies issue number 2?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Just take it." Like that's what they say to me a lot.
Yeah, like the Toxic Crusaders, the comic based on the cartoon show. Like I've tried to find all of those.
Oh yeah,
I found a bunch of them, but now those books people are like, these are valuable. I'm like, are they? They're valuable to me.
That's the truth though. That's the truth.
All right, I need one more tiny robot from the 80s.
Tiny robot. That's a good question. Anyone have one in the chat? Anyone say? I was about to look it up. I'm like, what's a tiny robot?
So I got one from Batteries Not Included.
What about Dingbot?
What's it called?
Dingbot.
Dingbot. That's fine. I don't know about Dingbot, but I'm about to. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
It's tiny.
Dingbot. I just saw him. He just came up on my phone.
I got him. He's going in. He's in it.
Dingbot.
Nice.
That's good.
All right, let's get to some of the questions from the chat here.
Wait, let me ask one more real quick before you get to the next one.
No, you're not allowed.
It's
Roscoe,
a quick,
what do you think this is? Your show?
Yeah, it's quick though. I love asking people, what food do you hate?
What food do I hate? I hate eggplant.
Oh, I thought you were about to say eggs. I was like, oh man, we got another egg guy. Eggplant. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Excellent. That was just my quick question. I like asking that. All right. You can go back to the chat now, Travis.
All right. So, question from Norrin Rad. Aaron.
He has a really weird eggplant. No, just kidding.
We'll get to actually. I'm kind of curious about that now. We'll get into that. What inspired Twig?
Okay, so I talked a little about all the shows and movies we used to watch when we were growing up, me and Scotty. Fraggle Rock is the thing we talked about. And then, so that was a big conversation we had. And I went away and drew like a bunch of concept art and said, hey, look at this. This is kind of like Fraggle Rock stuff, but totally different. And so that was a good jumping off point once those designs were drawn to kind of figure out where to go from that. So mainly fantasy stuff from the 80s, weird kids movies that were a little too dark for kids from the 80s. Those are the big inspirations for Twig. And all the video games that we played, and Jim Henson and Don Bluth and Ralph Bakshi and all kinds of stuff.
I love Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Love. Hello, Ice?
Yeah, I got fresh ice, everybody.
But yeah, I got a really cool Jim Henson book when I was younger, and it was all of his it was a doodle book, and it was like a bunch of like pictures of like where he'd be out somewhere and just drawing napkins or just random things. And this book was just filled of all his mind was always just always going, and he'd be
Uh-huh.
just drawing wherever he be, and her like or a creature he create or something he come up with, and it was such a cool book
That's
because
awesome.
yeah, he would put like, oh, I'm at this bar. And just hanging out and like, and I was just like, and it was just like thought of this creature, and it was like this, like weird puppet thing that he would create. You know what I mean? So it was
What's that
so
book
dope.
called?
Huh?
What's that book called? Do you know? Do you remember?
Not off the top of my head, but I will send it to you for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a really small, like it was like it wasn't like a thick biography. It was like a small book, hardback, just and it was cool. It was such a dope book. I got it. My grandmother got it for me. Shout out to my nanny if you're watching later. What up, nanny? Gave it to me when I was a kid, and just to keep my mind going and drawing my whole life. So
Very cool.
yeah, I'm digging my picture though. I'm so pumped to. I'm
I
like
gotta
this.
start inking mine, or I'm not going to get finished in time.
Next question comes from Evil's Comics Mike. Favorite villain from any media?
Oh man,
Ooh,
so
I
my
like that
buddy,
question.
my buddy John and I were just not like a few days ago. We were talking about this comic related book called The Dark Book. It came out in the '90s from Image or from Wizard. It was not a. It was like the
Hmm.
size of a comic, but it was like a weird. It wasn't a magazine. Uh, has Carnage on the front, and it's like a bunch of articles and stuff about comic book villains. And I remember there being a top 10 list of villains in that book. And what I forgot was there was a fold out poster that came in it of like the 100 greatest villains of all time. And we were looking at the list, and it was pretty funny because it was written in the 90s. So, like, Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs was on the list.
Oh, cool.
And so the reason I'm telling you all this is because I've talked about it this week. Like, I was like, "Whoa, who is the greatest?" And the argument I made from a comic book standpoint is that Doctor Doom is the greatest villain of all time because
Hmm.
every but that's comic book villain. So that wasn't quite the question. But as far as comic book villains, to me, Doctor Doom hands down because like he is the quintessential villain, and any villain that parodies him or any villain that is a parody of any kind, that's just what Doctor Doom is. But he's not a parody. I thought it was weird that Darth Vader was so high on the list since or low on the list. He should be in the top 10 for sure.
Hmm.
I don't know. All media of. I mean, Darth Vader is a pretty great villain. Doctor Doom. I think one of those two for me. I might change my mind if something else occurs to me, but off the top of my head, it's got to be one of those two.
It's awesome. What's up, John Stout? Good
Up, John?
choice. Next question comes from Lady Fantastic. What were some of your favorite movies as a kid?
Oh man, so I really liked Gremlins 2 because we taped it off the HBO free weekend, which is where we got most of our movies. I really liked, as a kid, I liked Beetlejuice. I saw Nightmare Before Christmas blew my mind. I saw that movie like 7 times in the theater or something like that. Oh yeah, I never say it, but Nightmare Before Christmas is an influence on Twig. I liked.
I can definitely tell that with one of the covers that you did.
Oh yeah, which one?
The one with the hill.
Oh yeah, the mud thing.
Yeah.
Shoot, what other movies did I like? I like tons of Beetlejuice. I really liked Tim Burton in the '80s. Batman. That was the first VHS tape we ever got when we got our VCR. Was the '89 Batman.
What up, Kenneth?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I liked that one a lot.
Classic.
Clue. I don't know why, but I liked Clue.
Well,
I mean,
I'm right there with you. I love that movie. That was so weird and so great at the same time.
Tim Curry is amazing. I love
Oh yeah.
him. He's so awesome. Yeah, I can see Clue though. That's a
Total Recall. I taped that one off HBO and watched it over and over and over.
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth was good. RoboCop. Really liked RoboCop. I had a
Shot.
version taped off network television though, with all the stuff edited out. Back to the Future. We watched all those all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
Uh,
love Back to the Future. Oh,
all three of them. That's off the top of my head. Those were my favorite movies.
The Sandlot.
I liked The Sandlot, but I was a little older.
Oh,
Like, I'm more of a Goonies kid,
oh,
but I did like The Sandlot a lot. Oh, Indiana Jones. Duh.
oh yeah.
Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade was probably my favorite movie. That's the answer. That's the answer.
There it is.
That's the answer. That's the defining
We
answer.
finally
Right?
got there. We named everything, and then it was a list. If you guys didn't know, it was from his least favorite to his favorite. What up, Shop?
Star
How you
Wars,
doing, brother?
obviously, but Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. That's my favorite movie. I'd have to watch it again to decide if it's still my favorite movie. But
Are you excited for the new Indiana Jones movie?
I am. I just watched the trailer today, and I was like, "Oh man, that gets me. They got me." So hopefully it's good. I think it's probably the last time ever that I will watch a movie with the hopes of it recapturing exactly that thing that I loved, because all the other franchises I've loved have made they've already done all their reboots and sequels, and this is the last one. Like, I did not like the fourth movie, but like I liked Ghostbusters fine, Ghostbusters Afterlife fine, but I was like, yeah, this could have come out 15 years ago and I would have been like, this is awesome. But
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay, there's another Ghostbusters, I guess. But if they make another Indiana Jones, it's not going to be Harrison Ford. So I'm looking forward to it, but I don't want to feel that weird feeling that is like, this doesn't feel right. Why doesn't this feel right? So yeah, I am looking forward to it. Sala is in it. Yeah. I put this on here so I don't smear my drawing, by the way.
People are probably like, please tell him he's got a post-it stuck to his head.
That is one of the somebody's like shit now, just like tell him. No.
Somebody tell him.
Next question comes from Cali Comics. He asks, are there any special panels or background things you put in Twig?
Oh, like secrets?
Oh, secrets.
There probably are, but I have to. Well, in the first panel, so Twig wants to be like a chef. In the first panel, we didn't know that. Like, I started drawing it, and so I put all this little stuff about him, like, he's an artist. Like, if you look in the first panel of Twig, is it the first panel? Maybe the second panel, the one where he's in his bedroom and he wakes up. There's like all this stuff where he like likes to do little drawings and hang them up on the wall. And then we didn't use any of that because he became a chef instead. So that's there. I don't know, because the comic was so like outside of our world. I didn't really hide any current stuff in there, but I bet there's something I've hid in there
Subconsciously.
Yeah, I'd have to think about it. I definitely on purpose related. If you look at a lot of the weird stuff that's in the world and like weird structures or runes that show up, like weird symbols carved into things, a lot of it relates to each other. So there's stuff early on that the same symbols show up throughout in a lot of different places. And I sort of had my own logic for how that all fits together. And you can kind of see that stuff if you comb over everything. But as far as Easter eggs, I can't think of any right now that I would have put in there. I mean, the cover for issue 4 where the Twig is in front of the big mound is kind of a throwback to like the Never-Ending Story. Oh, the Never-Ending Story I
Oh
never
yeah.
mentioned, but that is
Oh yeah.
an influence on the book. Um,
That's
where
true.
Atreyu is in front of the turtle, the big turtle.
That's right.
And, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I don't know where Travis went, but
I'm
he's
right
back.
here.
Oh,
He's still here.
Next question comes from Comics by the Bay. By the way, it's Matt. Did you enjoy making grown men cry drawing Lobo?
Oh, Lobi, the little guy.
oh yeah. Yeah, he means Lobi.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I did enjoy. I was surprised by everyone's. I mean, I liked that character a lot, but a lot of people
Mhm.
were so mad at you. People love Lobi, so yes, I enjoy making grown men cry. It's one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite pastimes.
It's funny.
Next question comes from Evil's Comics. Matt, if you could draw for any other ongoing indie, which book would it be?
Oh, an ongoing indie. Interesting question. Well, my answer would have been Ninja Turtles, but it's not indie anymore. It's a weird question because indie comics for me are so tied to the people who make them that it's like you're taking over somebody's business. You know, you're up in somebody's business doing their thing. So maybe it would be fun to draw a Hellboy story. It would be fun to draw something to do with Spawn, like Spawn demons or something like that, like I mentioned before. It would be fun. Oh, it would be fun to do a Creep Show story, like Image did Creep Show a year or so ago. I think again, off the top of my head, I think those are my answers.
What about Something is Killing the Children?
So I haven't read it. I'm behind on. I should read it. Is it
Okay.
good? You guys like it?
I like it. Travis, I'm not sure.
Not so sure.
He's not good. I'm a fan. He's not.
All right.
I read good titles like Animal Man.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Man.
I read Animal Man, the new 52 Animal Man.
That's the best one I find. I know a lot of people say that I started reading Grant Morrison's run, but my favorite run, in my introduction to Animal Man, was the Jeff Lemire run from the New 52, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, good stuff. Maybe the best New 52 book there was. Maybe.
Did you hear that, Roscoe?
Yeah, I heard that. I continue to hear it.
And now it's time for Comic Journey's question, which he did lose points because he didn't put a Q in front of it. He says, has Kyle done any storyboards for films or TV shows?
I have, but nothing I could talk about because it's all under NDA. But nothing major. Probably nothing you would have seen. But I have a couple of guys. So I see a lot of them because some of the people I share a studio with do storyboards as well. But I myself, I don't do a lot of them. I'm not opposed to it.
Wouldn't it be awesome if we had a cartoon of Twig and you were doing the art for it?
Oh yeah,
it would be awesome.
It would be.
But I would want an awesome animator to do the art, not me.
Would you want it like a? Would you want it like a claymation type of, or would you want it more of like a?
Well, I don't know. What I want, I don't know. I just think it would be cool. Claymation would be awesome, but I don't think that would be the best for everyone. You know?
Well, actually, I think about it with the sky and with all the stars and all that, all that cosmic You know,
Mhm.
definitely, I think you're right. Yeah, it would definitely need to be an animated, just like animation.
Did you guys see the movie Mad God, the stop motion film that Phil Tippett finally finished? He worked on it for like 35 years or something like that.
No,
It's
what Mad
crazy. You should
God?
watch it. Yeah, it's a horror. It's bizarre. It's not for everybody, definitely, but it is a stop motion full length movie.
But for us weirdos,
It's on
it's good.
Shutter, and either
Oh,
you'll
it's
love
on
it
Shudder.
or you'll be like, I can't watch this for 2 hours. It's
All
good.
right, I'll have to check that out. And what's it called again? I'm sorry. Let me write it
It's
down.
called Mad God.
Mad God.
Phil Tippett, some of you I'm sure are aware, but Phil Tippett is the stop motion animator who did everything basically. He did RoboCop and Indiana Jones and Star Wars. He did the chess animation in Star Wars, and he did the minecart ride in Temple of Doom. He did Ed 209. He did the walkers, the Imperial walkers. But this is his film that he wanted to make and made his way, and it's pretty wacky.
All right, just wrote down Shutter. What up, Tricky? Hope to see you do an at-home edition. It's 80s robots. So any robot that
80s
showed up in the
robots.
80s. Yeah.
I'm hoping to see what was her name. I forget her name, but it was the robot from the Jetsons.
Rosie, if I had remembered, it
Rosie.
would have gone in mine, but I didn't remember.
Oh, that's a good one too. You know which one I was thinking of? Do you remember that show where it was a little robot girl and she had like
Small
what
Wonder.
was that it? Like she was a
It was
little
live
robot girl. She wore like a it was real people. Yeah. And she was a little girl, but she wore like a red and white dress and she was a robot.
So I never watched it, but my wife has told me about Small Wonder, and I think that's what it is.
I think you're right. Yep, I think that's it. Small Wonder sounds about right. What up, Biggie? How you doing, bro? I was on his channel earlier today, so go check him out.
Oh, I didn't. I was at work. I guess I couldn't really check out his live, but I didn't realize he went live.
Impromptu.
All right, now we got a question for Brother Joe.
Brother Joe.
I think I accidentally clicked off of no, we got Mike's one accidentally unstarted, but Mike asked Evil's Comics asked, do you watch any YouTube comic related or any other? Then he mentioned Comic Tom.
YouTube. So I used to watch, especially during lockdown, I used to watch like a ton of reaction videos and stuff. I used to watch the Blind Wave guys. Do you guys know them? They do like reactions to all the, every trailer, every Star Wars thing that comes out.
I don't watch them, but I do watch the Real Rejects.
It's probably very similar. But I put on a lot of like old radio stuff like Art Bell. If you don't know, Art Bell was like a radio host in the 80s and 90s. And he had an overnight radio show where all kinds of weirdos would call in and they'd tell their stories about like seeing Bigfoot and ghosts and all kinds of goofy stuff. And I love it because no matter what you like, some of them you're like, yeah, you saw Bigfoot guy, whatever. But some people who get on there, they're such good storytellers that it doesn't matter what you think about it. You're like, this is awesome. And it's a lot of fun. So there are a lot of those on YouTube that I will listen to. But I can go down a rabbit hole just like anybody and watch tons of stuff. But not regularly. No, there aren't any things that I regularly watch.
Except for Between the Lines on Monday night.
Between the Lines every week. I watch it every week because it's the best radio show there is.
Yeah, he hit us up and Kyle was like, I'm a huge fan of Between. I've been here since the beginning. I'm your biggest fan, and that's all true. Don't look it up. It's all true.
All true. Yes. Mike says he loves Art Bell. Nice, Mike.
That was awesome.
Comic Journey says that you should watch Insomniac Comic Book Theater. Yeah, you'll be scared away from the comic community. It's like
Would I?
Comic Journey goes like 7 hours on his stream. Like I don't know how he does it, but
It's a long time. We've gone 7 hours once or twice on my whatnot. It's a lot. It's a lot of. It wears you out at the end. You don't feel it while you're doing it, but right when you're done, you're just like,
Yeah, right.
you know.
Yeah, hits you at once because you're the adrenaline. You're just talking. You're talking
Mhm.
nerd stuff, and and just you get in conversation.
Yep.
And
And then you're like,
there you
I
go.
guess I've had to pee for 4 hours. I didn't know.
oh, did I already? Oh, no.
yeah, it's like that's when I got introduced to adult diapers. Biggie must have been one of those ones that called into Art Bell. I used to watch Bigfoot Find Facebook years ago. There's some cool content. I did a Sasquatch hunt.
Yes, Big. You should do those more often on your channel. Look for Sasquatch. Imagine Biggie, and then like it's like imagine one time he actually finds him, and then it's like live Biggie's fighting. That would be awesome. Oh my gosh! All right,
All right, now on to Brother Joe's question. I kind of psyched him out, saying it's like now it's time for Brother Joe's question. Oh wait, no, Mike asked one. Kyle, do you listen to music or watch TV when you're drawing?
So I listen to some music, mostly not music with lyrics, like music that has unless it's like late at night and I'm on a deadline. But I put TV shows on all the time, but it's mostly like old stuff because if it's too good, if I haven't seen it a million times and it's too good, then I'll get sucked into it and I'll want to watch it instead of drawing. But so I'll watch a lot of the same old stuff that I've seen many times. But I really like The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, which is on Shudder, and where he hosts like old horror movies and tells you all about. Basically, he's the Wikipedia page and tells you everything that is happening and that happened in all of those on all those sets and all of the stories leading up to the production of those films. And I'll watch all kinds of shows. I went through Tales from the Crypt. I went through all those seasons a while back. I used to put on Star Trek: The Next Generation all the time. That used to be my go-to thing. Actually, maybe I'll do that again because I haven't watched it in a long time. But yeah, I put on both. I put on lots. And the worse, the better, because then I won't get distracted.
I feel like I do the same thing, like doing random stuff, even sometimes even reading comics. Like I put on like a TV show in the background. Like I usually do like Community or even Smallville. I've been doing Smallville recently.
Man, I heard on the radio, like I was in my car, and on the radio was an ad for a podcast that is like going through every episode of Smallville. And I was like, what the hell? There's a radio ad for a podcast?
That's crazy. And I've listened to that podcast. That's done by Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Wellings. Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor, and Tom Wellings,
that's why they have a TV or a radio commercial. All right.
Yeah, and Tom Welling, who played Clark Kent. It's called what's it called? I forget the name of it. He also does another podcast called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Let me get inside of you today.
So it's not just two random dudes. It's like the guys.
No, and then they get like they get guest stars on like that have played the characters in that. They get Al Goff on, who is like the producer and writers, and like they get them on. What is it called?
Very cool.
Talkville.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Well, I don't listen to Talkville, but maybe I should. If they did the same thing, but it was like Star Trek people, I would be there.
I'm seeing a lot of those podcasts now, though. like even like there's Office Ladies, which is the two cast members from The Office who go back and watch episodes of The Office and then they talk about it. There's a bunch of shows like that, podcasts like that now.
They're good. They're no between the lines, but they're good.
That's right.
Clip that.
All right.
All right. We're like we've gotten through quite a few questions. We only got 4 left.
4 left.
That's good.
You guys got to ask more questions.
Yeah, Biggie, do you have a question? Comics by the Bay, do you have a question? I know who else jumped in? Tricky Trapster jumped in. Actually, Roscoe, do you have a question?
You know I got questions, man. All right. I love to ask this question too. Now, Kyle, if there was a action figure made of you,
Of me?
what would the attire be? Like, what would your outfit be?
Oh, man.
And also, what would be your one accessory?
I only get one accessory?
That's it, man.
Damn,
I mean, you can have 2. I'll give you 2. You're the exception.
I get 2 accessories?
That's it.
I'm deluxe. I'm the deluxe figure. My attire, I guess, would be like the pants I'm wearing now and a black t-shirt. But which t-shirt? Because I have a lot of t-shirts. I guess it depends what we get the rights to. What would my accessory be? Evie, who's listening, my wife, she probably would have some things to say about what my accessory would be. Oh, it would be this cup. It would be this cup of tea that I take everywhere. That's what it would be.
What kind of tea?
Jasmine green tea.
Oh, yes. Imagine if you were like, oh, Texas tea with vodka. No.
No. But what would my second accessory? See, I now I got to come up with a second accessory because
Well, you can just have one. I thought you had like an idea of like you're like, oh, I wish I had 5 accessories.
Well, I just want to be a really cool figure.
Oh.
Who comes with a ton of them. So what would it be? I don't know. I don't know what my second accessory would be. I mean, my phone, if we're being honest. Would be my second accessory.
That's true. That would probably be everyone's. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Just want to say hello to Fox Lang.
What's up, Fox? Fox, just to let you know, 80s robots tonight. So love to see you draw.
And Callie says, what does the fox say? What do you say, Fox? What do you say?
Bing, 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 bing.
Yep, the Yeti with green tea. You nailed it.
Oh, that is, yep.
I love green tea. Oh, yes.
All right. People started asking some questions. We got 4 that just came in, so let's go to Evil's Comics right now. Any hopes for an animated Twig movie/TV show?
I mean, I have hopes, but no news at the time. Currently, I think it would be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to going to see the Mario Brothers movie because, man, when that trailer came out and they had the big reveal of the big, zoom out of Mario Land or Mario World. What is that? What it's called? Mario World, I guess, is what it's called.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty awesome. But we're gonna go. My little nephew, my 8-year-old nephew, who I introduced to the games a while back. He's gonna be in town, and we're gonna go see it next week. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
I went and saw it opening night, and it was. If you're a fan of Mario at all, you'll love it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I figured I was kind of skeptical of all the bad reviews because people just like to hate on stuff. But
yeah, well, it's the critics that really gave it really bad reviews, and then the audience, like at the theater that I went to, it was sold out, and everybody clapped at the end.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it for sure. So maybe down the line, I'd love a Twig movie or show or a Twig video game. That would be awesome too.
Oh, that would be. And that you'd have what would you want it to be on? Would you want it to be on PlayStation, Xbox, or the Nintendo Switch?
All of them. I mean, I have a PlayStation, so that's what I would want it to be on. I have the Nintendo also. I don't play it as much as I thought I would. But yeah, PlayStation, big one. I just played that Battle Chasers game again, and I really like. At some point, modern games turned a corner for me that I was like, this is too complicated. But I like that Battle Chasers game because it's like an older. It's like exactly the sweet spot for me. Do you guys know about that one?
I do not.
Not sure.
What?
Yeah.
Well, do you know about Battle Chasers, the Joe Mad comic from the 90s? Ringing any bells? You got to look up Battle Chasers, man. You got to look it up. It was like the biggest deal when it came out. And then Joe Mad, because he was working on so much other stuff at the time, he went off to not play video games, to design video games. And then the series never finished. But it is finishing now. Like he did up to like issue 9 or issue 8. And in like 2 months, Image is going to, after 20 years, Image is putting out issue 10. So you got to get caught up on Battle Chasers.
See, I'm looking it up right now, and I know I've seen this before. I've seen Battle Chasers before.
And then you got to play the Battle
the
Chasers
logo.
video game because it's awesome.
And I look to you for information, Beckerman, and the reason why I don't know Battle Chasers is because you didn't introduce me to it. So
Beckerman,
it's on you.
Beckerman was like, you seen Speedball? You know about Speedball?
Oh man.
How are we doing?
Next cut.
Yeah, half an
Next
hour.
question comes from Cali Comics. He asks, best Spawn artist, and why is it Capullo?
It's Capullo because he's the man. I don't want to say he's the greatest living superhero artist. You know what? I will. Well, I don't know. It is Capullo. The answer is Capullo.
He draws a mean
Capullo
Batman
by
too.
Danny Miki.
Yeah.
He did, and that's the only reason I bought that Batman. I was like, well, I got what? Capullo drawing Batman? And so I got it, and it was awesome too, obviously. But yeah, I love Capullo. I mean, I love McFarlane. The early issues of Spawn, there's like McFarlane has an energy you cannot deny, and his Spider-Man stuff, like nobody had that energy. But once, I mean, he knew, McFarlane knew, Capullo's the guy. So a while back, I reread Spawn up to issue 100, which is where Capullo stops working on it. Because I stopped reading it at like issue 60 when I was younger. And man, there's so much stuff in there that's, I'm just like, how does his brain come up with this stuff? Capullo, I mean, just the way he frames everything. And greatest Spawn moment drawn by Greg Capullo. They redid this in the Batman Spawn crossover that just came out, and it didn't hit it quite as good. But in one of those issues, there's like this alley where anything from heaven or hell doesn't have any power there. And when Spawn enters the alley, his whole costume just goes limp because it's no longer alive. His living costume can't move. And it looks like the way Capullo drew Spawn going through the alley, it looks like the costume weighs like 200 pounds. He's just like pulling, like dragging it behind him. And I was like, damn, the body language that he drew in that is just top notch.
Yeah, it's unreal how he does that.
Mm-hmm.
How did you read it? Did you read the compendium? Like I have the compendiums and stuff, and that's how I read through 1 to 100.
So a long time ago, I started to buy the first trade paperbacks that came out, and there were, I don't remember how many they were, but I bought them from. I didn't get them all. I got the first few, and then I found out there are all these libraries where you can get them for like $2. They'll send you like their library copy, and they put it in a manila envelope. They don't even bag it, and they just mail it to you. So I read a whole bunch of those, and then the rest that didn't get collected, I just bought them online, like the digital versions. But it was really nostalgic to read that stuff because it was created by the same people that made all the stuff I love at the same time, and I just never read it. And it's a cool feeling. But there you go. It's Capullo.
Actually, I got a question that now because we were talking about Spawn and that. Who is like some of your favorite characters from Spawn?
Well, so I am way out of touch with it. I've only read to 100. I haven't read anything past that. I really liked. Well, the designs were always awesome. So I really liked the curse. I like the design of the curse. I like those weird like cyber gremlin things that he had. The Fleabiak brothers, the Violators, like weird siblings. I really liked them. Dang. Issue 8, I think, where Billy Kincaid goes to hell and the Malabulge. There's a lot of stuff in there. Anytime Capullo draws that stuff, and like around issue 50, where Spawn goes down there, and he like travels through, and there's like a weird worm creature, and all that stuff is awesome. And he meets Savage Dragon down there too, and Capullo drew Savage Dragon, and Capullo draws a good Savage Dragon.
Absolutely.
So there you go.
I love Cygor. Cygor is one of my favorites.
Who drew it when Cygor showed up? I don't remember who it was.
I forget too. But like it did. I have the issues here too. I have the first appearance of it. Let's see.
He was called Ape X at first. Ape X. I think he shows up in like issue 38.
Yeah, I actually have the series. There was actually just a mini series too of Cygor.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I really liked the toys. Like McFarlane changed the game when it came to the action figures.
Yeah, I love the story behind that too. It's just like he didn't like the designs of the characters that they were coming up with, and he's like, I can do it better.
Yeah,
and I love that can-do attitude.
That's kind of his whole deal. I feel like.
Here we go. So issue 38.
There it is. There he is. Tony, somebody drew that. I could be wrong.
Tony Daniel.
Yeah, Tony.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I absolutely love Cygor and how it was just a character that was like a military man who worked with Al Simmons and then got transported into an ape's body.
The Creech was cool. The Capullo Creech comic. Yep, good stuff. Good stuff.
Was Haunt introduced in Spawn, or was that just a separate?
No, Haunt was... So Todd McFarlane didn't draw comics for a very long time. And it was a big deal, in fact. People talked about it all the time. And people would always be like, Todd, why aren't you drawing more comics? And then finally, Robert Kirkman, and Todd co-wrote or co-created the story. Robert Kirkman wrote Haunt. Ryan Otley... Capullo did the layouts, and Ryan Otley of Invincible fame did the finishes. And they were like, Todd's back, everybody. That can't be right. Todd must have inked it or drawn it or something. But somehow Todd was involved in the art. And when it came out, everybody was like, holy crap, Todd's back. And so it was a very big deal when that book popped. But yeah, he was not introduced in Spawn. They might have crossed over.
All right, we got a question from Taylor Winder. He's an
Hey,
all right
Taylor.
kind of guy. Actually, I complimented him in the last show I was in, which is a big thing. Him and I don't agree with anything. We're planning on doing a show where we just argue. Is there anything you hate to draw?
Hate to draw. Well, I'm not the craziest about drawing cars, but nobody likes to draw. Well, some people probably do, but I don't like drawing cars.
True. That's true. I'm not a big car drawer either.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if somebody were like, you want to draw this comic, it's all about cars, I would be like, no, thank you. But I can't think of anything else really that I hate to draw.
Uncle Phil. Like you won't be drawing for the if Mask came out again, right?
No, it won't be me. It'll be somebody else.
Yeah.
But almost anything with a little practice, I can figure out how to draw or how to convince people to think that I know how to draw. Horses. A lot of people say horses, but I don't mind drawing horses.
No,
Well,
sir,
you
I
don't
like
actually see a lot of horses drawn in comics. I'm thinking about that now. I never really see a lot of horses.
Yeah, unless you're doing a Western or something. There are not a lot of horses.
Yeah, it's true. Not a lot of horses.
Next question comes from Mastodon. Dream creative team, i.e., writer, art, inks, letterer, etc. Living or deceased.
On anything?
On anything.
Anything.
Well, that's a big question. Well, I said before, I really like Richard Corbin. So who would I want to write a story by Richard Corbin? Man. Oh, man. That's a really hard question. What do you got? Give me a character. Well, shoot. I got too many ideas swirling around. I can't focus them.
Give you a character. Let's go Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. Okay, I would love to see Richard Corbin draw Booster Gold. That would be the weirdest comic ever made. And we could get Grant Morrison to write it. This does not answer the question, because if I had a comic genie, I would not wish for that. But if it were a comic genie, that was like, hey, you got to come up with a Booster Gold pitch. Oh no, not Garth. It would be Garth Ennis. It wouldn't be Grant Morrison. So we go Garth Ennis and Richard Corbin, who worked together on Cage, the Max book from a few years ago. They would do Booster Gold.
That'd be interesting, Garth Ennis on Booster Gold.
What would it be? It doesn't even make sense, but I'd watch it.
Knowing Garth, it would be some kind of like wild trip, and like he just recently did like a time traveling type of story with Marjorie Finnegan.
Oh yeah.
So if you read that book, Temporal Criminal, it was I think it was
What's it
called? Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal.
Oh no, I did not read that. I like Garth though. Good stuff.
Next question is a weird one. Can you bend over and spell run? Comes from Biggie Shack, the immortal one.
What does that even mean? On the stream? No, I can't. But maybe
just skip over that one.
Maybe after the stream, I'll try it out.
I don't know, Biggie.
This is not really a question, more of like I guess it's a question, but he's like, can we have a Loeb spin-off from Twig?
A Loeb
Ask
spin-off?
Matt.
Hey, anything could happen. Maybe. It'd be fun.
Matt loves Loeb.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah, he broke
Now,
his
this
heart.
next one is definitely a hard one. It comes from Dr. Von Hoot.
All right.
He says, stub your toe every month or have your pants down to the floor whenever you use a public toilet.
Oh, I'd go with the pants. Because then I could just go in the stall
Not only that, like
and close the
you
door.
could also just hold it until you got home. So
Yeah.
like you can like not use any public bathroom at all.
And how do you know that's just not my life anyway?
You're pulling a butters at the urinal.
I looked. I do that on a daily basis, so definitely going with.
What? What's the question?
Yeah, I hate stubbing my toe. I might as well live my life the way I always do. Stub my toe or keep living my life the way I live it. That's great.
Now, this next question you don't have to answer because he didn't put a Q in front of it. But does Kyle have any ambition to go into toy design?
Well, I like toys, and I did a toy design. I designed a toy. I wanted to make a minifigure, and then I had a local guy named Eric Carver. Well, I had Michael Adams, who sculpted the 3D toy on the cover of Spread #1, the action figure variant. I had him sculpt it, and then my friend Eric, who does toy production, he actually made it into the toys. Here, I'll show you. So I have a bunch of these, and at some point I'm gonna make like little deluxe boxes and stuff. But this is the toy that I designed.
Oh, cool.
And this guy, when he has to use the bathroom, he pants all the way down.
He doesn't even wear pants. He's just going anywhere.
So there you go. There you have it.
That's awesome.
What is up, Kevin? Entropy and Comics.
Hey, Kevin. How you doing, brother?
All right. I don't know if I'm gonna ask a check that question from Biggie. I think I'm gonna skip over that one. Roscoe.
Okay. I don't even get it. Oh wait. Oh, which one? Booster Gold? No.
No. It's in the starred comments.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I don't know. He's married, so
Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip it. Sorry, Biggie. Without
Yeah,
spoilers, in case I missed it, was the end of Twig originally planned that way, or was it a result of the popularity of the series? Asked Fox Lang.
The end. How do you mean? The Twig will return, or do you mean the end of the story?
I think he's getting to the Twig will return.
So Twig was going to be a miniseries, and we really didn't know how people would respond to it, but everybody responded very well, and so we decided that we would do more down the line. And so to answer your question, because of the reaction, because everybody showed up and bought the book, that is why we're going to do more of it.
yes. I would love a. I know Matt was saying that he wants a Lobie, like mini series, but I would definitely want to know about Splat. I mean, that's the mini series I want to know. Like, where did he come from, and like, what is like, that character is so cool. But
Well, thank you.
Lobie's cool. Sorry, Matt, but Splat.
He's no Splat.
Yeah. Well, the Splat miniseries would be easier to draw. I can tell you that.
Well, there you go. Wink, wink. We got that. We may get that now. No. Now he's thinking about it. He's like, man, that would be easy to
Yeah.
draw.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
I'm gonna hit up
writing
Scotty.
He's writing
Yeah.
Scotty right now.
Yeah. Pardon me, guys. I gotta send this message.
Give me 1 second. I just have to hold on. You guys, don't forget to check out Between the Lines. No.
All right, we got our question. I was waiting for this question.
I'm
It
always
comes
waiting
from
for this
Uncle
one.
Phil, Phil's Treehouse. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Nah, not for me. Not for me.
All right.
Gross.
Quick and easy.
Really? Wow. Worse than eggplant. No, I'm just kidding.
Not worse
Yeah.
than eggplant.
Nothing's worse than eggplant.
I don't know why, but whenever I seen OGs, we need a twig verse. I heard Marty from Rick and Morty.
Oh, you mean Morty?
Did I say Marty? Oh, it's Marty McFly.
Marty
It's based off
McFly
of
from
him.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, that's who you're thinking of? Who are you thinking of? Wait.
Morty. I'm thinking of Morty. I
Oh,
screwed up the names.
oh, geez, Rick.
Yeah, he says we need a twig verse.
Oh,
Twig
geez.
verse. I'd be down. I'd be down for a twig verse.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
Rick and Marty.
Rick and Marty. Doc and Marty. Doc and Marty. Rick and Marty.
And Comics by the Bay, huge fan of Twig, but he also wants to know this question. What do you think is the defining difference between a wrap
Oh,
and a burrito?
A wrap and a burrito.
Mhm.
Probably just where you are in the world. I think is probably
hmm.
the defining difference. But I don't know. I'm no expert on wraps or burritos.
You answered it pretty quickly, like you are.
And it's like, what are you hiding?
He said,
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the answer, but I don't know.
"Yeah, the answer is this." Don't ask me. But I do know. No.
And I'm gonna answer this. Like, you don't have to answer this question because he still never put a Q in front of it. He doesn't learn. Comic Journey asked, "Was Kyle watching a lot of Lilo and Stitch when he was coming up with ISE?" Oh, coming up for the look of for Twitch. There we go. I don't know what.
For Twig.
Twig?
Yeah, I don't know why is he saying Twitch.
I have seen it once. I've seen that movie and I liked it a lot. But no, I was not looking at them, although I understand why you would ask that. I did look at a lot of different animated model sheets of like different characters doing different stuff and like walk cycles and the way that cartoon characters move around and walk. And so I might have had one or two of Stitch in there. But no, it wasn't a purposeful. We didn't purposefully base him on Stitch or anything like that.
Last question from the chat. It's not a really serious question, but since I didn't ask Biggie's last question, I figured I'll ask this funny one. Is Twig an ancestor of a branch of tree?
A branch of tree? Yes.
Biggie doesn't really read too many modern, indie books. He's more of like the, Avengers. He has like an Avengers 1 and stuff. He's Silver Age guy. He's like that Silver Age, Bronze Age. He collects everything, but I don't even know if I don't know if he read Twig. I'm curious, Biggie. Let us know if you read.
I like this one too. It's like, when does Groot join Twig?
Yeah.
We'll see. Anything can happen. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one from Matt.
Whoa.
When will Twig's cookbook come out?
Oh, that's a good
one.
idea. I'll file that one away for later. That's a good idea.
Oh, let me type this to.
Let me put an email here.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I'm drawing this.
I'll
thing.
let you know.
Yeah.
Biggie says he saw a couple of covers.
Oh, okay. Then you get the gist of it.
Cali Comics asked, favorite classic car?
Oh,
Classic car.
that's a cool question.
1949 Chevy Stepside.
No
That was
hesitation.
quick.
No
Yeah.
hesitation at all.
All right.
I only know because I had to draw one, and so I had a model of one for a very long time, and it's pretty cool.
Hey, Travis, do you hear that?
I do hear that. I do hear a distant sound in the background, and it's coming closer. It's coming closer, and it's here.
It's time for this or that. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. I hope you're ready, Kyle. This is a segment that we call This or That, where I ask you one or the other thing, and you have to pick one of the two items.
All right,
So I hope you are ready.
I'm ready. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Okay, let's start off with a couple here. Let's do rock and roll or rap.
I guess rock and roll. It's not a very nice question. Do they get easier?
Oh no, absolutely not.
I guess rock and roll. Yeah.
Okay. Chinese food or Italian food?
I guess Chinese food. Not. I guess these are hard. These are
I'm
hard.
I'm not holding these to you, by the way. I'm not gonna be like, yo, hey,
Hey,
you said
what are you doing eating that Chinese food?
Yeah,
Why are you
what are you
listening to rap eating Chinese food?
Yeah, you liar. What is wrong with you? All right. Lazy boy recliner or outdoor hammock?
Oh, the lazy boy, definitely.
Would you rather be the driver or the passenger?
The driver.
Would you rather be a villain against Iron Man or Batman?
Iron Man.
Okay. Would you rather be the sidekick of Robin to Batman or Chewie to Solo?
Chewie.
Okay.
Come on.
wh-
Come
when
on.
when you order wings, do you order mild, medium, or hot and spicy?
Mild, medium wings.
Waffles or pancakes?
Pancake.
I thought you froze. I was like, oh, shit, I think we lost him. Either that or he's just super pissed at me for asking these questions.
It's pancakes. It's got to be pancakes. You're making me hungry.
Hairy like beast or made out of rocks like thing?
Hairy like beast, definitely.
Okay.
Well, I guess it depends what we're talking about.
Your entire body. Would you rather?
Hairy like beast, because I could just shave, right? Like
It's
people
up to you.
understand hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's we'll
You
go
do
with
too,
hair.
right?
I do. All right.
All right, Kyle. Next one.
Bring them on. Keep them coming.
Coke or Pepsi? What up, John?
Coke, because Max Headroom was the spokesperson.
Okay. Simpsons or Family Guy?
Oh, Simpsons. Come on.
Snow or sand?
Snow.
All right. Well, you said the Simpsons or Futurama, if you want to be.
It's tough, but if we're going by like percentage that's actually good, it's got to be Futurama.
Why would you make a grown man pick between pancakes and waffles? Because that's what I do on here. All right. Who would you rather join, the X-Men or the Avengers?
Well, I guess the Avengers. I don't have a mutant power, so they'd be like, "What the hell, dude?
Like, what are you doing here? Get out of here, weirdo!"
Uh-huh.
Damn, I just wanted to hang out.
Yeah, Avengers, probably Avengers.
All right. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I can do both.
Oh, look out. Water park or amusement park?
Water park. Well, water park because I don't want to. I'd rather just be in the water than stand in line. But
Like a lazy river? I love a lazy river.
Yeah. But amusement park because I don't want to get sick from weird stuff that grows in the water.
Okay. um, are you going to the beach or are you going to the pool?
I'm going to the beach. I go to the beach, I guess.
Okay.
Depending where I am, I guess.
All right. Do you order soup or salad?
Sometimes both. Salad.
Would you rather be a henchman to Two-Face or Kingpin?
Well, I guess Kingpin, because then I'd be like a ninja, right?
I guess so. It depends. You know.
Well, Two-Face would like kill me, so Kingpin. Let's go Kingpin.
Halloween or Christmas?
That's a hard one too. Christmas. I mean, yeah, Christmas. So I could see my family.
Would you rather do the dishes or the laundry?
The laundry.
Steak or lobster?
Steak.
Would you rather your best friend win $100,000 or you win 25,000?
Well, probably my best friend, and then I'd be like, "Hey, buddy."
Okay, yeah. See, here's a fun one. Would you rather be able to speak with all animals or any human language on Earth?
Well, I feel like if I really wanted to speak any human language on Earth, I could just make that happen. So, all animals.
Okay. Summer or fall?
Fall, because I live in Missouri.
Horror? Are you watching would you rather watch a horror movie or a comedy?
Both. Combine them, put them together. But probably a horror movie because I watch horror movies all the time. So that is definitely the truth.
What's your go-to, air guitar or air drums?
Guitar, but really it's yeah. Bill and Ted.
Excellent. Spawn or Batman?
I guess it would. There's a lot. It would depend on the. That's really hard. Batman.
Okay.
If we're talking big picture, it'd be Batman.
Okay. X-Force or West Coast Avengers?
X-Force, I guess.
Okay.
West Coast Avengers. I had a few issues.
Dogs or cats?
Oh man, cats. I've only ever had cats, so I guess I'll go with cats. But dogs are pretty cool.
Okay.
They got a cool
Fruits,
attitude.
fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Would you rather have a pizza with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or a beer with Wolverine?
Pizza with the turtles, man.
This one I asked last week. It was funny. Would you rather have wet socks and shoes or a splinter up your fingernail?
If I were at home, I'd take the splinter because then I could just get rid of it. So, I mean, the socks and shoes, I guess, in most scenarios.
Okay.
That
Here's a
splinter
couple-
would hurt though, like in your like up your fingernail. Oh, that would hurt so bad.
I've had that before. That's not fun.
Is that why it's a question? Is that where it came from?
No. That's just something I thought of. It's just random things I think of all the time. Baked potato or mashed potatoes?
Mashed potato. I love them.
All right. And then this is based off of today's theme: RoboCop or Terminator.
RoboCop, man. RoboCop.
And then Johnny Five or Optimus Prime.
It's not going to be popular, but Johnny Five.
Yes, that's the right answer. Okay, great. Oh, and let me ask you this one because this one's a fun one, and I like asking people this. But would you rather have your fingers as long as your legs or your legs as long as your fingers?
Fingers as long as my legs. Because
Okay.
something could be done about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I like asking that one. Oh, wait. One more. I'm sorry. Last one. Would you?
Sure.
I swear, this is the last one. This one's one of my favorites too. Would you rather smell like Swamp Thing or look like the Toxic Avenger?
I'd rather smell like Swamp Thing. He could smell good. He's got like flowers coming out of him.
I don't know about that, but I guess you're right. I guess maybe.
Hey, Heather Locklear was into it.
It's true. All right, brother. That was this or that. Thank you so much, Kyle. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's time for this or that. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh gosh.
We got one more question from the chat, and then I guess it's time for people that have been drawing from home to send in your at-home drawings to me. I got a few in already, so I'll show those off, but it's time to get those in. If you guys can get them in fairly soon, that'd be great. Question comes from Phil's Treehouse.
Phil.
Because he was late, he asked favorite music as you work.
Favorite music as I work. I've been listening to the Twin Peaks soundtrack lately.
Ooh.
And then after the Twin Peaks soundtrack runs out, it goes into this weird ethereal, just all these weird ethereal songs play. And like an hour later, I'm like, what the hell am I listening to? And then I restart it.
All right. Roscoe, do you have any more questions?
Yes, I got one more. That's
All right.
it. It's a fun one. What is your go-to, if you had to do karaoke, what's your go-to karaoke song? Was it the one you were singing backstage? No, I'm just kidding.
So they're either Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid
Yes.
or We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Oh. Or Ryan started the fire office?
Ryan started the fire.
Ryan started the fire. Shout out Fire Guy Ryan. Oh, but that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was. I mean, I have. You know me. I have 1.5 million questions, but we're already getting up on that 2 hour.
1.5 million karaoke songs.
Yeah, I like to sing. I'm more of a Michael McDonald guy. So ain't no valley too high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river water. You got to get the sound down. I mean, you could also, I guess, like you can do the Barbie song. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
So is the Barbie song going to be in the movie?
I think it is.
I would hope so. I mean, to be honest with you.
Oh my god, that trailer looks so funny, especially when Ken and Ken are fighting. Like, I'll beat you off. I'll beat you off harder. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? That's like.
Oh, you know what? I have one more question. I know I lied. I have one more question. What is like a Grail book that you would love to obtain?
So it used to be the Malibu Sun that Spawn first showed up in.
Okay.
But I finally got one. And now, that's a good question. Dang. I know there's something. That's the thing. I know there's something that I really want.
Like Detective Comics 27?
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so for me, sure, let's say Detective 27.
Well, I mean, I was just curious.
you know what?
You said Batman a lot.
Gobbledygook, number one.
Ooh.
Or TMNT, number one. Those would be good. Or here, an attainable Grail book. I have the collection of the first 12 issues of Ninja Turtles, but I have the second print cover. So the first print cover, the black and white cover with them all on the building, that would be a good one. Or Ninja Turtles number one. I'd be down. I'd love
Awesome.
all of them.
Heck yeah.
But Gobbledygook number one would be awesome. That's if you don't know, there's an ad in Gobbledygook for Ninja Turtles. And it's number one. It is the first appearance of the Turtles.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. What is this guy saying? Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I was curious. I wasn't sure. Beer in a can or in a glass? Well, there's no Q in front of it, so sorry, CJ. You're not allowed. You're banned now. You're not allowed to write any more
Yeah,
questions.
let's put him on a
You know,
timeout.
he does that on purpose to aggravate you, Travis. You know that.
I know. Me and Comic Journey have a hate love relationship.
I think in a glass, beer in a glass.
Yeah. Okay. All right. See, Kyle's a nice guy. CJ, he answered for you.
But did I answer truthfully? You'll never know.
Oh,
Ooh,
maybe
I like
maybe
it.
he was
I like
talking
it.
about root beer.
Maybe so.
All right, let's get to some at-home additions. I got 3 in so
let's do it.
far.
Okay.
I expect some more in a little bit here, but let's get to the art revealed portion of this. First one comes from Pocan Joe. He says, "Beep bop, beep bop, beep bop. From the evil lair, Johnny Five is a bitch."
Heck no. Yes, Mike.
Cool.
I love it.
I love it.
Did you say Mike? I said Pocan Joe.
Oh, it's Pocan? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought you said evil.
From the evil lair.
Oh, I thought I heard evil. My bad. Pocan, my man. Awesome. Sorry. I heard evil and immediately went to Evil Comics.
So we got Disco DJ Bot 5000, who kind of looks like the guy that just drew this picture. Can you guess who that is?
Whoa.
It comes from Bobby Delgado.
Love it, Bobby.
Is that Cyborg? Who is it?
It says Disco DJ Bot 5000 is what he said. I think he drew himself as this robot.
Oh, okay. I like it.
Nice.
I like it. He can spin a lot of discs.
This next one is not finished. I'll be tagging everybody to the finished photos tomorrow evening. And this comes from Norn Rad. He says he's not finished, but I think this is everybody knows who this is.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
There
Nice.
he is. T800, looking good.
Heck yeah. Love it.
It's either the T800 or one of the robots that tries to kill you in Contra 4 for Super Nintendo, which all just look like the T800.
Next one is Manzinger Z. A lot of us didn't know who it was. This comes from Ignacio Iggy.
Yes, Iggy.
Oh, that's cool. Who is
Love
it? What's the character?
Manzinger Z.
Oh, you okay?
Character that we didn't know who it was at the beginning.
I wasn't sure if you were reading the screen names or the characters' names. But now,
He's a 20-minute rush job. My man.
cool.
Iggy. Phew. Wow.
And I just got one in from K-pop junkie Turd Ferguson herself. Chopping Mall Robot, which me, Mike, and Roscoe all watched together.
Yes.
Awesome. I love Chopping Mall. I've watched that. I definitely watched Chopping Mall at least twice while drawing Twig.
This next one, this is just fantastic. He's a really good actress. You're a very good actress, actual Dracula. Very good artist, and I can't wait to meet him. He actually, you can't see it, but it's up on my wall. He drew a photo for me. But this comes from actual Dracula, Adrian.
Oh, very cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, cool painting.
Beautiful.
You're going to be able to see these a lot better tomorrow when I post them on IG. All right, next up, just got one in from Cali Comics and Roscoe. You're going to like this one.
Yeah.
Yes!
I wish I'd
But,
thought
but I'm
Gizmo
not
Duck.
sure. I'm not sure. Is this 90s or I'm pretty sure this is 90s.
DuckTales. It's DuckTales, so I think
I'll-
I'm gonna bet that it's 80s, because it was in DuckTales. Let me look it up.
And that is it
I
for
saw-
the at-homes.
I saw a cosplay of Gizmo Duck, and it was
That's
awesome
awesome.
because the guy had one of those like motorized single wheel Segway things, and he had an iPad screen on his chest, and he was like rolling around. Pretty cool.
He said
Oh, so maybe
1989.
Gecko Duck is not DuckTales, but instead is Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck.
I don't care. It doesn't matter because it's awesome. So
I'll take it only because of what I drew tonight as well. So I'll accept that. I love it though, Callie. Awesome job, brother.
All right, and to all of the at-home editions, I just want to say,
Now that's art.
You guys are awesome. Thank you everyone for the at-home editions, and for the people that I know you wrote in the chat that you said you're going to send it later on to Travis. You just send it to Travis and he'll post it up, and I can't wait to see them all. So thank you all so very much.
who's up next? We always ask our guests who's up next. Kyle, do you want Roscoe to go first, or do you want to go first?
I want Roscoe to go first.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, please. All right, so I did an 80s robot, but I did, you know me, I like to do a mashup. And the thing is that I know this character that I mashed up with is not the 80s, but I just always wanted to see this. So we did Terminator, but I did Johnny Bravo as the Terminator.
It's awesome. I love it. What's Johnny Bravo always say?
Johnny Bravo. Oh yeah, baby.
Do the monkey.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, I did I thought this would be cool. Like I said, I love Terminator, but I was like, man, Johnny Bravo would be cool with it. And,
I like that you're like, I've always wanted to see Johnny Bravo mashed up with the Terminator.
I just because he has that that Arnold
You're
vibe,
right, he does. You're right.
So I always was like, man, that would be cool. But yeah, so yeah, Johnny
that's awesome, man.
Johnny Bravo is Terminator.
I like that sheen on his hair.
Hey, thanks.
All right, so I got a bunch of people here. Maybe you can name them all. So here's mine.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I can't name these two. This was the suggestion, but I already forgot his name. And this one, and this guy I don't remember, but he's like an '80s toy you could buy.
Isn't he from the Nintendo system?
Oh my gosh.
Rob from Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. But of course we got RTD2. We got Johnny 5. We got IG88, who counts because 1980. That's not included.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Robocop. Somebody suggested Shogun Warrior. Somebody suggested Optimus Prime. There's another batteries not included. So there you go. There's mine.
I love
That's
that
amazing,
RTD2
Kyle.
as well. Like right at the front.
Kyle, I'll be DMing my address and go from there. I love it, brother. That's so awesome. Holy crap. I love it.
I'll scan this so you can put it up.
That is so
I love it. Your move, creep.
Your move, creep.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it. That is so freaking cool. Love Johnny 5 too. Oh my gosh, that is so dope, Kyle. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
It's so cool.
No, that's art.
Now that's art.
That's what I call art.
Awesome. Oh my goodness, what a show. We are coming up on that 2 hours.
Coming up, we're past that 2 hour mark.
Okay, we are past the 2 hour mark. I don't even know. I've just been having a good time. So I can't stress enough, Kyle, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you being on the show with us and hanging out. And do you want to let anyone know anything you got coming up or anything you want to promote and let anyone know what's going on with you?
Well, thank you for having me. So every Thursday night I do some sketch covers on Whatnot. So check me out on there. Kyle Strahm is my name on there. And if you go to my website, you can sign up for my newsletter. And on Free Comic Book Day, May 6th, the Saturday, I will be at Mad Viking Comics in Lincoln, Nebraska. So if you're in the area, you should come say, hey, I'll be there all day, signing stuff. So come say hello. And thank you guys for having me.
Heck yeah, man. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's in the chat that asked amazing questions tonight. All the people that sent in at-home editions now and later, because you guys can still send you in your at-home editions and have fun with it later on. It doesn't have to be in by the end of tonight. It could be in tomorrow, and I will stop what I'm doing unless I'm at work and post them on IG.
No, he'll stop what he's doing even when he's at work. He'll post it. So don't. No.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And yeah, I just want to say thank you too, because all of the in-betweeners, like the in-betweens.
Forgetting about the in-betweens.
You guys make the show great. And Kyle, yeah, it was just, I freaked out when Roscoe was like, yeah, we got Kyle. I was like, no, we don't.
I freaked out when I found out I was going to be on my favorite YouTube show. Between
Oh,
Hey!
wait, here we go. Tell us what your favorite YouTube show is.
Between the Lines.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'd love it.
Between the Lines is my favorite YouTube show. Is that what you wanted? You got
Yes.
anything for you guys.
Yes, Kyle, you're the man, brother. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you. And to thank everyone again, everyone that's in the chat, everyone that was here. If you're watching the rewind, thank you so much for taking the time out. Hit that that thumbs up. Follow my man Travis here. And yeah, thank you everyone so much. Truly appreciate you. Best community in the world. You know I love it.
All right. That being said, let's get out of here.
Read between the lines, bitch.